Hello everyone, in this video let's talk about the various PR pathways in New Brunswick for international students. This is Ricey and this is Quest Canada. The government of New Brunswick has got a mandate to increase the population of the province, and this is one of the reasons why the province is very friendly with international students. Now this video is about the various pathways for international students, but these pathways could be friendly or could be beneficial to skilled workers who are not in Canada. The only thing is that international students get to be prioritized because they are locally domiciled. They are locally here, and therefore it is easier for the government and for employers to hire them. The first pathway is the New Brunswick Skilled Worker Stream. Now this pathway has got an eligibility. Everything's got an eligibility factor. So if you fall under any of these categories that I'm about to mention, then you become a priority. If you do not, then your application would go at the bottom of the list. And the first priority requirement is that you should be an NB graduate. If you graduated in New Brunswick, then you certainly become a priority under this PR pathway. The second one is that if you speak French, because New Brunswick is the only two language officially registered within Canada. That's French and English. But nevertheless, if you only spoke English in the province, you are absolutely good to go. You can live here. I only speak English. But then in this particular pathway, if you did or if you do speak French, then you become a priority. The third priority factor is that your NOC must belong in any of these categories: NOC 2147, 2172, 2173, 2174, 2175, 2281, 2282, and 2283. These NOCs are in the computer engineering industry, computer technicians, analysts, network administrators, web designers and developers, and professions along the lines of information technology. So to those who are watching and who belong in those industries, computer and technology industries, you guys are wanted here. The problem here is that those professions in the past or even currently, they move to Ontario and to the West because those are the hub in terms of finance, in terms of business within Canada, and therefore there was a brain drain here in the province and across the Atlantic. And right now the province is trying to bridge that gap by providing specific NOCs for this industry. And the last priority factor in order for you to be prioritized under the New Brunswick Skilled Worker Stream is that your NOC must belong in the 3012, 3233, 3413, and 4412. And again, this is the healthcare industry workers. I cannot say this enough and give this enough sustenance within all my videos. Healthcare workers are absolutely needed, not only in this province but across the Atlantic. So if you are a healthcare worker, if you are a social worker, an LPN, a nurse, a registered nurse, and whatever your position is, as long as you are in the healthcare industry, you are absolutely needed here. You have to take that turn and make that opportunity. Just take that opportunity and make that research in order for you to come to Canada via this stream or via any other stream that we are about to talk about. I have mentioned this many times in my previous videos that healthcare workers are certainly needed, not only in the province of New Brunswick but also across the Atlantic. As a matter of fact, there was a news a couple of months ago wherein a patient died waiting in the emergency room, waiting to be treated. And this is how bad or how much the healthcare industry need worker, and this became a big news here in the province. The province is therefore scouring various workers to bridge the gap between the number of workers that we have now and the number of workers that we actually need in order to provide the healthcare services needed by the population of this province. And if you are a healthcare worker who wonder how to come to Canada and work in the healthcare industry that your profession is right now, connect with me, info@questcanadaca.com, or even visit my website, questcanadaca.com, and I'm certainly happy to have a chat with you. The second pathway that is absolutely friendly to international students is what we call the New Brunswick Express Entry Stream. Now, I must say that this stream closed back in May, not because it is not successful, but actually it was too successful that there were too many applicants, and therefore the government experienced a backlog, or there was just so much applications that they could not cope with the processing, and therefore it is still closed right now, and everybody is looking forward for it to open. We actually hope that by the beginning of 2023 this PR pathway will open again. And the beauty of this pathway, it's got a lot of benefits, as a matter of fact, and one of it is that the international student does not need to have a job offer in order to apply under this PR pathway, and this is absolutely a remarkable category or eligibility within this pathway. The eligibility in this pathway really is pretty simple. You must be eligible for PGWP, or the postgraduate work permit, and the program that you have must be 1 year minimum. And aside from the fact that you do not need a job offer as an international student to apply for this PR pathway, another thing is that you do not need to finish your program in order for you to apply for this PR pathway. 3 months before you finish this program, you can already apply for your PR. This essentially were the eligibility or the credentials back before it closed back in May. Whether it will be the same eligibilities when it opens again, we do not know. We certainly hope so, or even they become lenient even more with the factors of eligibility. But for now, these requirements are very easy to be reached by international students, and therefore if you want to move to New Brunswick via study permit, this PR pathway could well be something that you should consider. And the last PR pathway that we will talk about is the Private Career College Graduate Pilot Program. I actually released a specific video tackling this Private Career College Pilot Program, and you are absolutely welcome to watch this video after this video. Now, this pilot program can be, there are benefits to it and there are disadvantages to it. Now, woo! We are having our first set of snow. Oh my gosh! But anyhow, so it can be tricky. I also mentioned this in this video that I published specifically for this pathway. It can be a little bit tricky, and therefore if you want to move to Canada via the graduate career pilot program, then you must certainly read and research about this. Otherwise it could be complex and complicated. Nevertheless, it is absolutely manageable. There are basic eligibilities to it. One is that your program must be minimum. Second, you must graduate from a private career college, and right now there are only 2 colleges that is eligible, which are the Alton College and the Eastern College. And the program that you should take are within the designated programs by the New Brunswick government. And after that, when you graduate and take on a job, the title of your job should be designated on the list of the government of New Brunswick. All of this list you will find in the welcomenb.ca website, and you will also further understand. I thoroughly discussed everything in my video, so if you want to know more, watch that video again. But those are the basic eligibility factors when it comes to this private career college program. This private career college pathway has got advantages and disadvantages. And if we talk about the disadvantages, one is that it does not give you PGWP, and therefore you do not get to have the postgraduate work permit. And as such, you have to abide by the regulation of this pilot program, wherein it says that within 90 days, upon receiving your final marks, you should do the following. You should find a job which is a designated title or job by the New Brunswick government. Second, you must apply for a nomination by the New Brunswick government. And the third one is that you should apply for your T3 work permit. That's the application within IRCC. And all of this should happen within 90 days. It could be a hassle, but nevertheless, one of the advantages is that it's quite fast, really. It's quick. You only need to have a 10-month program. And 10 months is pretty quick. You do not need to study for 2 years. You do not need to study for 1 year. So that is one of the advantages